So hi, welcome back to Chapter 1, Unit 4, How Much Money Do Adjunct Professors Make? This is a hot topic that I'm always asked about whenever people ask me about my adjunct career. In this section, we're going to review the following: factors that impact pay, average adjunct pay, and a very special section called Yearly Pay Examples. I'm going to share with you 5 different examples and calculate for you what the different combinations could be between online and in-classroom courses, as well as different pay rates for different courses. And you'll get a sense of what you can plan yourself for your career. This is something that's very unique. This doesn't exist in any of the books that I've read. I haven't found anything like this online. So this is very unique and hopefully very, very helpful so that you can plan, and I do suggest that you do so you can plan your year and also plan how much money you're going to make and how. And these examples will help you a great deal. So let's start with how much money do adjuncts make and some of the factors that impact that. Well, it varies widely, and it varies widely between private university, public university, between state schools and more community colleges, prisons, and so forth. So it does vary. Some schools pay higher than others. A private university will pay higher on average than a public university. So that's one factor. Another is it varies widely based on the subject matter. I teach business classes in the graduate school. Someone who may teach nuclear physics, for example, to students who are on their way to Nassau, those professors probably get paid more than I do. Just a hunch. Varies based on types of advanced degree. Those with PhDs get paid more than those with just a master's degree. Those with a master's degree get paid more than those without a master's degree. So it makes sense. It's very similar perhaps to even in the business world. The more advanced degree that you have, the more pay that you will get. And it's very, very important to keep this in mind if you're considering to get more education, more formal education in the form of a PhD or an MBA or another master's degree. So the overall average pay reported by adjuncts in a study is $2,987 for a 3-credit course. This was done by 2 authors in the Chronicle of Higher Education 2013, and they did an evaluation of various schools and spoke with various adjuncts to understand what is the average pay in the United States. What they found is that adjuncts at 16 colleges reported earning less than $1,000, which is pretty amazingly low. And also the highest pay reported is $12,575 in the anthropology department at Harvard University. And Audrey Williams-June and Jonah Newman are the authors of this study. I do want to point out a few things about the anthropology teacher at Harvard. It also, when you think about pay, it also has to do with supply and demand. So think of how many teachers in the United States can teach Accounting 101. Probably a great deal could teach that basic core course. How many professors do you know or exist probably in the United States that can teach at Harvard University in the anthropology department? Not many, I would presume. So because the supply is limited, the person at Harvard who's teaching an anthropology course is going to be paid a lot more than if the supply was plenty, like for Accounting 101, the pay is going to be a lot less. So keep that in mind as well. Now I'm going to share with you some differences between live face-to-face and online pay. Live face-to-face pay approximately $600 to $1,500 per credit, approximately. And these are the range of 3-credit classes that range anywhere from the 1,000 we saw on the previous page all the way up to 10,000 plus, with the average being a little under $3,000. And that's for a 3-credit class. Online, the pay is similar. However, I have experienced it to be a little bit less, but when you take into consideration the overall compensation, it's probably a lot more. Why? Because you don't have to drive anywhere. You don't have to spend money on gas. You don't have to take the time that you do to commute. You may not have to eat at a restaurant like you would if you were working in a live classroom. So these are considerations that have to be put into perspective, and these costs, if you do work in a live classroom, deducted from your overall pay, and that's your true income. That's often not done, but those are things to consider between online and live classroom Now, I'm going to start the examples now. I'm very excited to do so. This is, like I said, one of a kind. I haven't seen anything like this out there. So this hopefully would be something that you can find very valuable and that you can plan for your own adjunct careers. Here's the first example, and this is for a full-time adjunct. For the full-time adjuncts, there's three who would teach 3 through-credit classes per semester, and I've used the average here of 2,987 times 3 classes per semester times 2 semesters per year would make $17,922. And if they add a summer course, it's $19,416. I do want to point out that this is not a lot of money if you do this full time. It's below the poverty level. There's a great amount of controversy over the pay of adjuncts, and I'm not going to get into all of that in this video course. But know that there's a lot of work and a lot of efforts being done. Unions are being developed to increase the pay of adjuncts so that they do not work under the poverty level. And those are, of course, those who work full-time as adjuncts. The third example, or the second example, is someone who would teach 3 through-credit classes per trimester. But the pay is higher. It's $4,500 times 3 classes per trimester times 3 trimesters per year equals $40,500. This is a whole other story. This is a very good salary. And you notice the differences between what impact the different pay scale makes, how many classes you would teach, the academic calendar. So all of those things are taken into should be taken into consideration when you consider pay. Here's example 3, where a part-time adjunct, someone who does this part-time, teaches 1 through-credit class per semester. $44,500 is the rate scale I used in this example, times 1 class per semester times 2 semesters equals $9,000. Add a summer course, and you have $11,250. Now, as a part-time job, in addition to your full-time job, this may be a lot of money. This is actually an example of mine from several years ago, and this helped pay for a family vacation. So there is a very nice benefit with working on a hobby that pays, and here's an example of that. Example 4 is someone who is a professor part-time who teaches both online and a live course. So in this example, 1 3-credit class live class and 1 3-credit online course per semester. And I used the $4,500 for the live class and the $4,400 for the online class times 2 semesters per year, and then you get the $17,800 per year. Add the summer and you're at $20,050. As a part-time job, this is a good amount of money. It's a very significant amount of money. Again, as full-time, it's not, but as part-time, it certainly is. Now, I would like to share with you an example of my teaching experience from last year. And this is an example that shows approximate income. I rounded to get full numbers, but I wanted to share with you my salary example or my income example from both universities, Post and Villanova. Let's start with Post. I taught 4 1.5 credit, 7-week online classes per quarter times quarters per year, times 2 quarters per year, and that equals 8 total online 7-week courses, times 2,100, times 4, times those 4 courses per quarter, times 2 quarters per year. There's 4, but I only taught in 2 quarters, equals $16,800. In Villanova, I taught 2 full 7-week courses. This first one was 1.5 credits. I get paid roughly $4,500. Add another $4,500 for a summer course that I taught, and add 2 seminars that are each 1 hour, 1 3-hour seminars per semester is 2 seminars per year, and that comes up to $2,000 for a total of $27,800. So this is a significant amount of money as a part-time job. This, again, is very much hard work to do this and to work at this in the evenings. But if you have classes already prepared for you or classes you prepared in previous semesters, it makes it a lot easier. And this is a very significant income to add to your already existing one. $27,800 is what I made in addition to my full-time job last year. So hopefully these examples are helpful to you. And what I suggest to you is that you take out a piece of paper and jot down roughly a few things. How much money would you like to make in a year in addition to your full-time job? How much money do you want to make in addition to your already existing adjunct work? And what are the academic calendars of universities in your area in which you're interested in teaching? And would you like to teach online or a live classroom? How many can you afford to teach in a given year? When you combine different scenarios, out comes how much money you would make in a given year. And this exercise is excellent for financial budgeting purposes, household financial budgeting purposes, but also for your own awareness. So thank you for listening, and we'll talk in the next section. Goodbye.